It's time for Shake, Rattle, and Troll, a show for the serious fishermen, as well as the novice looking for tips from the pros. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill Luke Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Now, here's your host, saltwater fisherman and tournament pro, Don McDowell.
Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Welcome to the Sunday edition of Shake, Rattle, and Troll. Today, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Bill Luke Bass Days. In-house with me, direct from ABA last night, president of ADA.
Good morning, Bass Daddy. How you doing?
It's Special K himself.
Absolutely.
I have to ask you, this is a fishing show. What are you doing with the Muzzy hat on?
Muzzy is my favorite broadhead. Always will be, particularly after that bull last year. I'm going to wear Muzzy forever.
Really?
Yeah.
And have you discovered
that
your archery javelina tag is not good for 12 months?
You know, you had me for all of probably 2 minutes when I ran and grabbed my backpack, pulled the tag out, and looked and said, wait a minute, he's crazy. That's a Donism.
Special guest today, Don Luke from Bill Luke Chrysler Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Suzuki at I-17 and West Camelback Road. Now, you have not been there since 1927, correct?
Personally, I have not been there since 27.
But Kim Carter, the general manager, has. Oh, wait. That was conceived in the back of an Ash in 1934.
Pretty close.
Okay. All righty. We're going to be going through all the fun things that are happening at Lake Pleasant RV Resort and Marina, March 14th, 15th, and 16th on the 16th annual Bill Luke Bass Days. You're not fishing for a truck or a boat. You're fishing for $50,000.
Oh, you're starting to hurt me.
He's awake now.
My paycheck just went down.
Is there some things you haven't told Don about what's going on this year?
Well, there's probably about 100 of them. But there's no, he's pretty much up to date. Don pretty much gets involved with this just as much as I do.
The only thing we've left to do is get permission to fire the M18 Hellcat Army tank destroyer.
Yeah, we'll think about that. We'd have to have a lot of people come up and tell me to give it a try. But
well, here's what we're going to do, Kim. Tuesday we have an audience with the since that is Peoria jurisdiction proper. I thought it would be good if we had the mayor come out and bless the shooting of the tank. It's only a 76 millimeter cannon.
Only.
I just want to know whose Ford truck we're going to blow up. I know. Got to think about that.
You know what it would do to the Prius?
Done.
Evaporate. There'd be nothing left.
There'd be so much hazardous waste we can't do that.
Oh. You know, we did throw that out there, and everybody thought it was a good idea until we explained how big the cannon actually was, and the cannon shot echoing through the canyons, and you could probably hear that in downtown Peoria.
Yeah, we'd probably have our first landslide in Arizona.
It's good stuff. We're kicking it off. Registration is available at the Bill Luke dealership at I-17 and West Camelback Road, and both of the Sportsman's warehouses in Phoenix and in Mesa. What kind of bonus cash have we got this year?
Well, there's a T-shirt contest. I'd have to look again myself. Don,
Don, you're
the director.
Yeah, but we're playing Stump the Stars today. I know the answers.
I got that.
That's your question, Kim, not mine.
I build the city. I don't try to.
There you go. Well, here's the deal. If you sign the registration book at Sportsman's and at the Bill Luke dealership at I-17 and West Camelback Road, there is money paid you for signing. There's $1,000 on Friday and $2,000 on Sunday.
Wow.
Now, were you aware of that?
No, I didn't know we doubled it, but thank you for telling me.
And you can thank Don Luke.
FYI. He didn't get the memo.
Every year I find out how much money we give away because I come out there and give it away, and it's like at the end of the day I'm like, wow, that was fun.
Yeah. I love the deer in the headlight. Look, we're going to give what?
Yeah. He won what? It's kind of fun because they hand me the checks and we call somebody up, and I get an opportunity to look down at the check and go, he's getting how much?
Yeah.
Because he got a weigh-in, he got the biggest one for the hour, he got, he's like got 6 payouts. I'm going, wait a minute, this adds up to a bunch of money.
Well, I think it's pretty cool because, the way the economy has been in the past few years, not everybody wants to fish for a truck or a boat. And albeit we've seen, I think the youngest we had a 15-year-old young man win the truck and the boat at one point in time. But this year, as always, we have hourly weigh-ins, and Wally and his weigh-in crew just do an outstanding job.
Yes, they do.
With those down at the Pleasant Harbor Marina, which is under new ownership, and they are not unlike in years past. They are welcoming anglers to come in
and spend some time with them.
Yeah, absolutely. But the 6 hourly weigh-ins will start at the scales open at 7 o'clock for the 8 o'clock weigh-in. We're paying $300 for first place, $100 second through 10th place. Big bass of the day, if you're getting that option's $1,000, and another $1,000 for the T-shirt weigh-in, and that I personally have won that, and that's a fun option. How much time are you going to be able to spend with us?
I'm going to come out and try and do all 3 cash outs, if you will, in the afternoon where I get to give away the money. That's the fun part. The real fun part's interviewing those kids. That's what I enjoy.
Absolutely.
Because it's a kick. You get a little guy up there, and he's got himself a trophy, and he's got himself a gift card, and you ask him, did you catch the biggest fish? And he goes, yep.
Always.
Said, so you outfished your dad? Yep.
I know. I always noticed Dad was sinking in the chair outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's good. We have a big vendor tent this year. We have an awful lot of vendors inside the tent. We have vendors outside the tent. We have car shows, Jeep shows, rock crawler shows. We even have an area set aside if you have a boat to sell or you want to buy a boat. We have boats. We have a boat show. First time we've done that.
That's right.
And thus far, it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting to see how many boats show up. And one of the things we're doing this year, we have car shows, along with the opportunity to ride and drive the new back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2013 and 14, the Ram. Awesome truck.
The one thing that we haven't mentioned that's out there that has just joined up actually as of Friday, confirmed, is that Business Link. And Business Link at Bill Luke Chrysler Jeep and Dodge and Ram down at our store is the trucks like the 3500s, the 4500s, and the 5500s, and they're upfitted for anybody out there that's going to, for example, be construction, any air conditioning, plumbing, that type of thing. Those trucks will be on display out there as well, and someone there, an advocate, will be there to talk to the people and explain them, and you can even buy them if you want.
What a concept!
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Lot of stuff going on, but one of the things that we had a good response from last year were the car shows. Now this year we have the Mopar car guys coming out with everything Mopar.
Right.
And
bring back my old Roadrunner, and I'll be a real happy camper.
Oh, they've got 4 or 5 Roadrunners in that group.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of car lovers in that group, and all of them are Mopar people.
Absolutely.
And I remember one time at the dealership, we sponsor their club. They meet down there. And on the service drive, where we've got 3 lanes on one side and 3 on the other, they did a display, and it was all Chrysler 300 letter series cars.
Wow.
And it was phenomenal. You had the quad stack or the 2 four-barrel carburetors in line. Then the second year, they staggered them and put them in a great big huge tower. Then they did a cross ram where the manifolds went about 2.5 feet to the right, 2.5 feet to the left, like you interlock your fingers. with the carburetors sitting opposite each other, and then they switched them and put one carburetor forward and one back for a following year. It's the most bizarre set of intake manifolds you'll ever see on a vehicle in your life. Will be on those 300 letter series cars.
And those were all factory?
Those are all factory cars, and the amazing thing about them is, and you're talking about 1950s on up to the 60s and 70s, you could be rolling 80 miles an hour down the road and stick your foot in that thing and lay rubber. I mean, it's just the unbelievable raw horsepower that sat under the hood. That's what made them letter series.
Yikes.
That and the push-button transmission.
Oh, yes. Torque light.
Mm-hmm. I had that. That was the first vehicle I ever destroyed was my parents' Chrysler 300.
Perfect.
Nice going, John.
Yeah, it's only worth how much today?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's all good stuff. When we come back, Don, I want to visit with you. You're quite the fly fishing expert. We want to see what kind of adventures you've had.
Uh-oh.
Maybe we should have a fly fishing option.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We have catfish, stripers, largemouth, smallies.
Can you imagine a guy floating along out there in the middle of a lake and just a little rubber tube and
not with that horsepower.
Somebody come running by at 100 miles an hour?
Look like a target out there.
Yeah. Flinging water dogs on a fly rod.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Hey, I'm Don McDowell.
JK.
Don Luke.
Kim Carter.
We're going to step down. Thanks to some of our sponsors, including Bill Luke Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram at I-17 and West Camelback Road. We'll be right back.
Boys, ain't they something? Sure are. The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry.
All righty, we're back visiting with Don Luke and Kim Carter from the Bill Luke dealerships. Don, you're quite the fly fisherman. I don't get a lot of opportunity to go fly fishing. When I do, there's usually some kind of a rubber worm involved or soft plastic on a fly rod,
yeah.
Which is wrong. But we've heard some stories. I was telling JK the story about the frying pan and the bear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That frying pan is sitting on my right at my cabin door on the wall, and it says "Bear no lunch," and there's a picture of the bear that chased us off. You want me to repeat that story? Go over all that again?
You know, he hasn't heard that. I've heard it, and that's I appreciate good stories.
All right,
and that's one of the best.
Well, here we are up in Canada fishing, and we're up in Manitoba, and we go to this island, and I've got my boys with me. And so we got 2 boats, 2 guides, and there's 4 of us. And we get ready for lunch, and, the guides are cooking up some walleye we caught, and they're preparing them all, and they've got them frying. And this bear comes kind of poking around. And he's a little bit hesitant to start with. And then he starts closing in closer and closer and closer, and finally, it's pretty obvious he wants to eat, and he doesn't care if we're there. So the guide, and we've got the fish frying, we've already cooked some, so we've got some off of there and on the table ready to eat, and we're doing up nuggets for the boys, just little chunks, and that's the one the bear likes. So bear kind of chases us off the fire, and I said to the guide, I said, let's just get out of here. I mean,
wait a minute. Kinda chases us off.
He's there, and they're big.
Is this a black bear or
no black bear?
Black bear?
It's a good 250-pound bear. This is no tiny bear.
Good enough.
And it's good enough to look up. Anyway, so we're starting to load up, and I want to get the food off the table in the boat. The bear's kind of getting interested in that too. So we got the boys on the boats, and we got one boat shoved off, and we're trying to put everything on the nose of the boat and get the heck out of there. And I turn around, and the bear decides to charge me. And
nice.
He takes about 4 steps and gives us the big grunt and growl, and I'm going, it's yours, buddy, it's yours. You can have it. I'm done here. So we back up. Meanwhile, the guide's carrying an axe, and he's going to beat it with an axe if we have to. But we just retreat on the boats, which he lets us go. The amazing thing is, I was watching that bear as I'm backing up. You know, it's funny how you want to watch an animal like that. And he,
Closely.
He goes back over to the fire and takes his paw and flips that frying pan. Now, these are great big, like 20-inch frying pans, right?
Cast iron.
Yeah. No, they're light metal.
Okay.
Anyway, flips it off the fire, so he's got the hot grease and stuff off the fire, and then starts eating the nuggets. And I was stunned that they're that dexterous that they can just walk over, smart enough to flip the frying pan off the fire.
He apparently done that before.
Yeah, I think he's been there and done that.
It's amazing what you can accomplish with 3-inch non-retractable claws.
Yeah, exactly. But we sat off the bank there, very brave, at about 20 feet, away on the boat, eating, watching this guy, chow down on our meal. But that was an interesting day on the water, as they say.
You were hungry for dinner then, huh?
Oh, well, no, we had dinner. I mean, we just sat out there in the boat and had a nice little meal and watched this beer, enjoy our campsite, and, have his meal.
That's good stuff. And did you not go back and retrieve the pan a year later or so?
Yeah, that's what was really funny. I didn't know the boys did this, but we were back fishing, and like the third day we were there, we ended up going to the same campsite and, had lunch with a group of guys. And my kids went looking and found that pan. So
nice.
They got that pan. It was all rusted. They sanded it up and gave it to me with, they re-blacked it and gave it to me with the picture of the bear, by the fire and all that. And of course they're taking pictures of all this while I'm backing up. The bear's charging me. They thought, we'll get a picture of Dad getting eaten here.
White knuckle.
Yeah. This will be good. Dad's going to beat up a bear. Oh, good.
We want to remember him as he was.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what he looked like before.
Yeah.
But they mounted the picture on it and put on the plaque, bear no lunch.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Now, you used to go along.
Yeah. I don't carry that story. Don't go very far.
Okay. So we're just going to skip that as what?
Probably a good idea.
I'd like to tell you that story. I twice now, I think.
How to lose your time at the you get to go.
Twice now, one of the kids was involved in something he couldn't go. And I said, Kim, would you like to go? And Kim's real bashful. He's, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, so, he's part of the family.
Yeah, he is. He's part of the family. So we're up there, and Kim happens to somehow get ahead of me and get up this creek where all the fish are. And I'm with the guide off on another part of the lake. And at the end of the day, I had 2 or 3 trophies. And Kim had 11, and that's the last damn time I invited him.
Wow. Kim.
Yeah, but he still takes Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan was in my boat.
Yeah, Ryan was catching him.
And
yeah.
Ryan caught the biggest.
I got to tell you, there happens to be a stream or water that comes in there, and there's a big trough, and there is just a ton of big fish, and you sit in this, probably 300-foot long channel going up into the rocks where the water's coming out that feeds out into this lake, and there's a ridge on one side, so it'd be like an irrigation ditch, but it's below the water level, and then it fans out on the right, and you get in there and it's just a honey hole. It is full of fish.
It's
of course
amazing.
Kim was working it like bass. He'd take his spinner and drop it down in those little holes where they're hiding and they'd hammer it and come back out.
Yeah.
And, of course, I'm out there pounding the water with a fly rod. Can't find a fish. But anyway, other than that, it was a good day.
No bitterment there. No,
None whatsoever. Truthfully, it just so happens he has not had the opportunity to come since. Yes.
Gee.
The boys grew up and said, we're not letting him go anymore.
I don't quite understand, Kim.
What do you say?
And you're out there drop shotting with the MEPS?
Yeah, I was using the number 5 that Don had discovered, and I was just out there and got thinking about it, and there's, you're in this part that he's talking about, though, it's actually got really like seaweed or bush type banks but in a little bit, there's holes in this, and you can see these holes. And I just started thinking, well, what the heck? Why don't I drop one down in there? So I dropped it down. It didn't even hit the bottom, and boom, explode.
Wow. Has anybody ever taken soft plastics up there?
No, nobody would try.
Don't contaminate.
Yes. What?
Don't contaminate. Leave it alone. It's a purist area.
A Robo Westie? A 30-pound braid? And a flipping stick?
Wow. We're bringing these things in with 20-pound line. Just regular.
Man. All right, hey, we're going to stand down and take a little break. We'll be back more on Bill Luke Bass Days.
I've got some big news. The bank finally came through, and I'm holding the keys to a brand new Chevrolet.
All righty, we're back. We're going to go back to north of the border on a fishing trip, I'm sure. And, I've heard stories about Wally and Kim and a bear, and something about the bear getting a moose hind quarter. And,
yeah, walking
anyway,
off with
we'll go. You sure that wasn't a Sasquatch?
It was big enough to be anything it wanted to be.
Yeah, Erectus walk around as carnivorous. Yes, indeed. Okay, hey, listen up, guys. Here's the deal. Here's the financial end of Bill Luke Bass Days. Entry fees, $60.
$60.
Pretty cool. And Kim, what do we have this year for the overall big bass winner?
The overall big bass winner wins. Is it $10,000?
$10,000. Were you aware of that, Mr. Luke?
I heard something about that.
You want to know why I don't get to go to Canada?
Yeah,
I spend all my savings.
I'll tell you what, JK, the staff meeting on Wednesday is going to be brutal.
I'm not going.
Because what happens is Don will have Monday and Tuesday to talk about it. Visit with Kim on Tuesday afternoon, and then he visits with the rest of us on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. How do we make this up? No.
Okay.
And the biggest bass daily is?
That's $2,000.
I almost tripped you up that time.
No, not at all.
This thing's gotten so big for people to come out and have fun for almost nothing.
Everything is free except for you have to pay to get in the park. We don't have anything to do with that. But the carnival rides and the exhibitor tent, everything is just it's just amazing. The carnival ride, I wasn't real sure how that was going to go over last year, but man, everybody loved it. I thought it was a big kids deal.
No,
wrong.
I ran into one of the good old boys out there, and he was coming off the carnival ride, and he had a great big grin. And I said, "How was that?" He says, last time I took Mama on a carnival ride, we weren't even married.
Nice.
There you go.
I got a kick out of that.
Well, we have, JK, you're going to have to try this out. We have some kind of a ride called the Twister.
No.
And you being the two-step expert that you are, and no?
No. Inner ear, not happening. Not happening. Merry-go-rounds get me
Okay,
dizzy.
well, since you drive a Prius, we have something called the teacups. How about that?
That's cold. That's really cold.
Come on, help me out here, Don.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. Nice guys.
Well, we have something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the Prius persuasion.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you really want to man up, we have the Tornado.
Nope.
A giant Ferris wheel?
Okay, maybe that I could do.
Okay, you can handle that.
Yeah.
Some of the other things, Kim, we're going to be giving away out there. I want to clarify the bonus cash for signing up at the Bill Luke dealership. That is a $1,000 bonus, only if you sign the book for Friday, and another $1,000 on Sunday. If you sign the books at Sportsman's Warehouse, that's
and Bill Luke,
$1,000 on Saturday.
Well, you need to sign up at both.
Both. You have to do both.
Why does this feel like a Keno game? 6-4 trifecta.
You were there last year. You know how much is going on.
I know.
It's just like, it's like building a city. And then the T-shirt bonus. we've got a typo here. This says Bill Luke. Actually, this should say Don Luke will pay a $1,000 cash award to the lucky contestant each day having the 7th biggest bass during the weigh-in from 11 to 12 p.m.
I think half those people don't even know they won it. I mean, it's like we call them up, and it's like, well, you get $1,000. It's like, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, times have changed. We're in a technology age. Explain the phone app.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've designed a phone app that you can take your phone and swipe it across the little gadget that tells your phone that you have an app. And because I'm not that technical, the widget.
Boy, that's some high-tech information right there.
Okay, just swipe your phone across this little thingy
I can't remember
here.
what they're called, Don provides me with a lot of people that know all this stuff.
What do you call that? Is that a barcode?
Barcode. Well, no, it's not even a barcode.
No. It's called a Q card.
Q card. There you go.
Card.
Nice. QR. Okay.
Okay, there's a lot of technology.
We had to find
Let's
somebody in the background
fishing.
to get that one. QR. Anyway, you can put that on your phone, and all day long, you can keep track of, by the minute, what's being caught, what times it's being caught, and how big it is, who's in first, who's in second, who's in third. So we kind of designed that mainly because of the economy and also trying to be green, because the boats can go so far into the up the lake that it takes them a long time to get back there. And so if they have this phone and they got the app, they can pretty much keep track of what's going on so that they don't waste their fuel coming all the way in to find out they don't want to weigh their fishing. Yeah. And so that's pretty much why we did that.
Time management, fishing that hourly weigh-in format is just, it's nerve-wracking. And like you're talking about, depending on, you have an hour. So let's say, John, you're going in to fish humbug. That's a no-wake zone. To get into where the big fish are, you got a 30-minute idle in and a 30-minute idle out. And then you got another 10 or 15 minutes, depending on how much horsepower you're pushing. So you can't go in there, catch a fish, and make it back in that same hour.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, it's not. You have the same thing in Castle Creek, in the Coles. So
how about the Northern Arm or the Agua Fria?
No. We're working on it, let's say.
It's in the process.
Yeah, it's in the works. Hopefully, God, why'd you bring that up? Don't go there. My point is that's the information, and prior to the fishing app, you had a fish in there, and you're just dying to know. Well, do I? You're supposed to catch that fish, take it to weigh in immediately. And you're sitting there going, oh man, can I make it? It's the 11 o'clock weigh-in, and you don't know whether to take that fish and weigh it in now or wait till the next weigh-in or try to make it, it's just nerve-wracking. And, the bottom line is 50 grand's on the line. Now, we just came back from the Bassmasters Classic, and Randy Howell won $50,000 for 3 days of fishing. Fished all year to qualify for the Bassmasters Classic. Our entry fees are only $60 a day, plus your options. Options $25 for the big bass option. That's a good payback, $1,000 a day, plus the striper option. That's a good deal. This year was something we never have done in the past. We have the ACCA, the Arizona Catfish Conservation Association, kicking in. Don, they're going to have a channel catfish derby Friday and Saturday, which is pretty much directed at the family unit. The kids can fish from the shore all around the lake, and I'll tell you about that. But here's the deal: Saturday night, they're going for the big flathead. It's flathead only. So we're thinking. I'm talking to a guy yesterday. He goes, what do you think big bass is going to be? I said, I wrote down 1086. There's Tim Price. And he always fishes with us. He said, what about a catfish? I'm going, 55 pounds. He goes, what? I'm thinking.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what.
And you're definitely going to have to tell everybody how you were able to get it so they could get their fish in a limit.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Here's the deal. Arizona has a state game and fish statute that it's illegal to transport a live fish. We have a letter of stipulation from the new WM Curtis Gill out of Region 6 that manages Lake Pleasant for some reason out of Mesa. But anyway, what we're able to do this year is to, if you're shore fishing over on the west side, only because the east side is pretty well contained. You have the dam, a couple of coves, you can flip the bank, but most of the shore guys are going to be over on the west side. We're able to transport that fish out of the park, down Highway 74, back into Pleasant Harbor RV, and take it to the marina for live weigh-in and a release right there.
Right.
And
that's something doing. It's only happened one other time in Arizona.
They did it with FLW, and I don't think that was on a letter of stipulation. I think that way, if I remember correctly, they came up with they didn't have a provision for it, so they came up with an experimental research rule, and they had a biologist in every boat. And,
okay.
Yeah, it was pretty pricey, but the fisheries branch knows what a good job Bill Luke Bass and Wally's weigh-in team does do, so we're good to go. So it's going to make a big difference. We need to flip into a break. When we come back, I need to tell you, we do not have any soldiers killed in action in theater this week. Praise God on that. Yeah, it's a good deal, so we can just take it right to the top of the hour.
Yeah, I'm a fisherman.
Stay with me now.
All right, we're back. Let's see. We left this thing off talking a little bit about the entry fees, $60, and this is really directed at the family, and a lot of things are free. Even the kids, 14 and under, fish free with a paid entrant. We're not going to say a paid adult.
Wouldn't be in my case.
Those are hard to find at a bass derby. Especially around weigh-in. But yeah, that's all good. We have, again, the striper option. We have carp bow fishing, which we have not touched on. It's going to be really an interesting year with the way the atmosphere is right now. I've checked the 30-day out. We have the week prior, the week during, and the week after, as of right now, is all sunny.
Very good.
No threat of rain. But we're going to knock on wood on that one. The big deal with the striper and the carp bow fishing, these guys are going to be in spawn. The largemouth are already starting in, for the past 2 weeks, let's say, they're starting to move into their pre-spawn mode. Some of the smaller bucks are up building nests and beds and getting ready to lock on and waiting for the girls to come by and go, pick me, pick me. But the carp, on the other hand, are kind of out of hand along with the stripers, and that's one reason why we're really pushing to get the Agua Fria arm open. The stripers will be up there spawning, and all of the stripers that are weighed in along with the carp are being donated to Adobe Mountain Wildlife Refuge Center to feed the rehabilitated animals.
Those that will eat that, yeah.
Well, most everything over there. They've got raptors.
Mm-hmm. They will.
I think the big raccoon has been.
Oh, that's right. He moved on, didn't he?
I think he got turned loose.
How long was he in?
I don't know what his malfunction was, but Don, this guy's about a 30-pound bull raccoon.
Nice boar.
Yeah, and
big boy.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I think he was released back in the wild. They have a bobcat.
That'd be pretty to
Cats
see.
like
yeah,
fish.
bobcat would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then rumor has it there's going to be a narrow-nosed
garter snake?
Mexican garter snake out there.
Don't good.
They're trying to restrict how many 2,200 miles of riparian area.
Well, what they're doing is everything we're having issues with is because of the loss of habitat for the narrow-nosed and the Mexican garter snake. There's 2,200 miles of it all through Mexico where they're thriving, but because of the changes in the topography in Arizona, they're going to start fencing off some of the riparian areas as in critical endangered species habitat, even though there's 2,200 miles all through Mexico where they're thriving.
Jeez.
All across the rim country, we're talking about doing that. So,
thank you, J.K.
At a later time, could you explain to me what that all means? Because I'm lost.
Oh, don't worry.
No, the whole.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Next
Next subject.
It's thick. Moving right along.
Can we talk about the hot dog race for kids?
Absolutely.
How about the young man that got hit by a hot dog?
We're not going to go there.
Okay. Don't want to talk about that. We got goggles for this year.
We have been to Harbor Freight. We have safety goggles for the pedal car pilots.
Yes.
Chasing the hot dog smothered in mustard. Yes. That's kind of an interesting story. The National Guard's coming out, and they'll have their rock wall for the kids to climb and adults, and it's actually pretty fun. You need to try that. There's a safety harness involved.
Oh, no, I've done rock walls.
Okay,
they're fun. You forget how much strength it takes to continually climb. The first 5 feet, that's nothing to that. Then the next 4 or 5 feet, you start going, whoa, wait a minute. Then when you get close to the top, your body gets really heavy. Yeah.
And you know what the worst thing is? Even though you have a harness on, your brain does not trust. Does not trust.
Yeah.
It's amazing mentally what you go through the first time you ever do that. You're locked in a harness. Logically, I'm okay. I can just let go and nothing's going to happen. Your mind doesn't let your body believe it. It's a very strange sensation.
I believe Mr. Carter and I are going to keep both feet on the ground.
Yes.
Oh, no, come on. They're fun to do. Seriously.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back to the National Guard, they're bringing out some assets. We had confirmation that the Patriot chopper, not to be confused with a helicopter, but their red, white, and blue patriotic motorcycle chopper is coming out. The pedal cars, we have figured out a way to put a Briggs & Stratton motor on the back of the pedal cars. They're actually built for it.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're $149 down at Harbor Freight. So we'll see Rick Dollarshell in the service department and Charlie over there. What they do is they set up a course. They'll be all coned in, and the kids gonna go out and pedal these little pedal cars that are olive drab. They're pretty cool. And we string a cord, 550 cord across from truck to truck, and hang a hot dog smothered in mustard. I mean smothered. Here's the deal: you have the start.
Is it deli mustard?
It's just Grey Poupon.
No.
Grey Poupon, yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should try some of the salmon smear.
Oh, that would go over big.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That'd go over good. Anyway, you race around the course, stop. Without using your hands, take a bite of the hot dog. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Okay, and whoever wins or has the biggest bite of the hot dog wins the prize, whatever the prize might be. I think it's a scholarship to the Arizona National Guard once you reach 18. So, it's a summer
no
camp.
Charge
There's
join.
camping and hiking involved.
I did that. Thank you.
Yeah,
not quite as much fun as you think it is.
Well, it's marketing.
Yes, it is.
Eat the hot dog, go to camp.
Yeah, exactly.
So, last year we had a young man, I don't know, he was 6 or 7, 8 years old, whatever, and he was crying, and I thought he got hurt. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's the matter? Come here, buddy. And I'm down there talking to him. And he goes, oh, I got hit. I got slapped in the face with a wiener. And then his dad's going, shh, we got to go. So anyway, we'll have the safety goggles for the hot dog race. A lot of other stuff going on. Piggly's at the fair. I'm excited about this. Is our food vendor this year. And we've had the opportunity to go out to Piggly's in Mesa, which is a drive, and have some car shows and take the Army trucks and stuff. Their food's outstanding. Really,
it is
really good. A carnival wouldn't be a carnival without the cotton candy, the kettle corn, and all the snow cones and that kind of stuff that goes along with it. We have some ice cream vendors that have
all of those are sticky when the kids are done with them. Mm-hmm. You know that.
Well, what we've done for the parents this year, the National Guard is bringing out camo face painting kits.
Oh, teach them how to paint the walls at the house.
Well, we're going to camo the kids up, and then they're going to go play and have fun. We'll be doing what they call a 5-second rush. You get a backpack and a helmet and a mock weapon, and you have 5 seconds to go from this obstacle, run across the grass, and hide behind this other log, or whatever it is. And then we give them the face painting kit to take home.
Perfect.
I'm loving it. All right, hey, we're going to stand down, close out the first hour. When we come back, more on Bill Luke Bass Days. We'll be talking to James Dugan.
Shake, Rattle, and Troll, a show for the serious fishermen, as well as the novice looking for tips from the pros. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill Luke Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Now, here's your host, saltwater fisherman and tournament pro, Don
man.
McDowell.
Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Welcome to the second hour of Shake, Rattle, and Troll. In the house with us is Special K, also known as JK, and some other things we'll talk about out at Bass Days. Don Luke and Kim Carter from the Bill Luke dealerships, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Fiat.
And Fiat.
Fiat
of Tempe.
You know, I have to tell you how much trouble I got in last year at Payson Mountain High Games. We had your Fiats up there. You probably... Kim says you know everything, so if you've heard this story, just stop me, and I won't embarrass myself anymore. They have a ATV rodeo, and they have the sportsman's class and the two-wheel drive class, the four-wheel, and they have the side-by-sides. The problem that I was having is the Fiat, very high-performance vehicle, was a little bit smaller than the big side-by-sides.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I jump in the Fiat, fire it up, go around to the registration. The guy goes, "What are you doing?" I said, I want to enter the ATV rodeo. He said, "That's a sports car." I said, "Yeah, it's a Fiat." He says, "This is for ATVs." I said, "That side-by-side that I'm parked to is a little bit bigger than the Fiat." They wouldn't let me race it.
Yep.
I was disappointed.
Well, and think about it. Side-by-side probably costs more than the Fiat.
Yeah, probably so.
Yep.
The only thing I was
now you got the 4-door. It's bigger.
Yeah.
The only thing that went through my mind is how am I going to explain the condition of this Fiat when Eddie picks it up? Eddie gets to the dealership on Monday. Anyway, that's all good. We have the second annual cornhole tournament.
That's amazing. I got to tell you, first of all, I hate the name, but anyway, if you watch these guys, because, Kim said he wanted to do the cornhole thing, and I said, "Oh, okay."
Alrighty then.
Oh my God. Anyway, so I go out there.
A little bit too much time in Alabama.
And I'm watching these guys, and they're pitching these bags through the hole, just like, bang, 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 and I can't even hit the board. And I'm watching this one guy, and there's a bag hanging on the corner, and it's the opponent's, it's his bag. Okay? Now the opponent would want to knock that bag off the board so he can't get a point. So he throws, and he kind of misses it. You could see he's throwing for the hole, but he was trying to hit the bag at the same time and just barely missed it. So the guy who's got this one hanging on the lip throws the bag, and it goes in an arch, not straight. It rotates out, comes in at an angle, hits the one on the lip, takes it in, and it follows it in. And that's when I decided I wasn't going to enter that competition. I could not believe it is unbelievable. And it's a really good group of people. I mean, a lot of families. It's a great age group. Everybody just comes out and has fun. Last year, we sponsored the first tournament with them. And it went real quick, okay, because we had a lot of boards out there and everybody could play. And it ended kind of quick. And they went, "Well, gee, the weather's beautiful. Why?" So they sponsored up the money to do a second one. I mean, we weren't even involved in that. And they just fired back up and went. It was just beautiful weather, and it was really fun to watch.
Do you understand the rules?
Well, I think it's one. I'm not positive of that, but I think it's 1 point for being on the board, and it's 3 points if you put it in.
Okay, how far away is the board from the throw line?
Now you're getting technical.
40. I think it's 40 feet.
Yeah, there you go. Don knows more about this now than I do.
I have to tell you, I was going to do this, set up a cornhole competition for a group of people somewhere else. So I asked our IT people to print me the rules. And I'm reading the rules, and I have to tell you, I got might bit confused. And I decided that if I'm going to do this for this group, it's going to be Don's rules.
Nice.
You know, you get a point if it goes through the hole. If it doesn't go through the hole, you don't get any point.
All right, I'm good with that.
Because I got to tell you, I'm reading these rules and I'm going along. Okay, I got it. It goes through the hole, you get X number of points. But what's this one about? It's on the board, but it doesn't go in. And so, yeah, it's like horseshoes, and that's all I can tell you.
They played at 21.
Yeah. I did a little research on this last year. Don't confuse me with technicalities.
27 feet.
27 feet.
From hole to hole is 33 feet.
All right. From hole to hole is 33.
33.
Feet,
that's close to 40.
Which would be the back of the board would be 40. Yes, sir. If you can't measure.
I'm good with that.
All right.
Apparently, this whole thing got, we had bean bags when we were kids. Okay. The University of Illinois is what really got this started, and it just went viral, global.
Yeah.
And now we have cornhole at a Bass Derby.
Well, the bottom line is that the bags are made with corn inside, and the idea is that the corn breaks itself up as you throw the bag, and it creates the slickness or the movement of the bag on the wood.
Like the talcum
powder. Yeah, and that's how it
corn does.
So officially, if you're playing it the official way, it has to be a bean bag that has corn in it.
Well, the nice thing is when you're done, you throw this bag in the fire and you get popcorn.
That's right.
Nice.
I like that.
Obviously, a very sophisticated game.
Don, I got something done. We don't get Don Luke here very often, and he spends a lot of time fishing and traveling and doing some things that he should do. And there's a story that I like him to tell that put me on the floor one day, and it is really funny. And he didn't know he was going to do this today, and I don't know if he will if I task him, but we'll try. And he visited Africa. And in Africa, and this story doesn't go real long, he had an experience. And if I can get Don to tell about the monkey, I would be very appreciative. Because people just love your stories.
All right. Well, here's kind of the way it works. We're in Africa, and you look out, and you've got the Great Rift Valley with elephants and giraffes, and it's the real deal. And we have these bungalows and a little walking path that takes you to the main lodge. And I wake up 5 o'clock, and gosh, I need some coffee. And of course, there's no coffee in the bungalow, so I go to the main lodge and wait for them to fire up some coffee and have some coffee and some little biscuits they had there. It was really kind of nice. And I thought, well, I'm going to take my wife a coffee. So I get myself a saucer and I fix her up a coffee and I put some little biscuits on the edge of it, thinking this would be a nice little snack for her. And I start walking back to the bungalow. And I come across this couple that's taking a picture of this orangutan that is kind of huddled under this light. And the orangutan's being real cute, giving him the real smiley face and tilting its head. And then he turns and looks at me, and I went, uh-oh, because it was like that. He went from real cute to like predator. And I'm looking at this thing, and it comes out from underneath the light, walks right up, and it's staring up at me. And I'm like, well, what do you want? And he shoots straight up in the air, grabs the corner of the coffee cup, tilts it down, and grabs one of the biscuits and hits the deck, right? And it'd be okay if we were done. But no, he's not done. He's hanging around. So I'm standing out there, and I'm in a kicking contest with him because he wants to close in, and I'm trying to kick his lights out, and we're going back and forth. Finally, I go, this is stupid. So I throw one over my shoulder, and I start walking towards the bungalow because he takes off after it. Well, that's fine, but about 4 other ones see that, so they come. So I'm walking along throwing biscuits over my shoulder. I got probably 50 of these damn things following me. And I kind of got real close to the door and sprinted the last couple of feet through the door. And I said, honey, I got you some coffee. I lost your biscuits. And I don't think you want to drink the coffee. I think an orangutan had some first. So anyway, she gets up. We go have breakfast. That evening, I'm talking to somebody, and they said, did you hear somebody in our group was attacked by the monkeys? I went, it's me. So I have the distinction of being attacked by an orangutan over a cookie and coffee. Yeah.
From bears to orangutans.
Yeah. It's just, there's a lot of fun experiences in life, and that was one of them.
Told you I'd love it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
And I gotta tell you, when he smiled, they got teeth. I'm telling you, they got some serious teeth. That's why we were having this kicking contest, because I didn't want him jumping up again.
And we're worried about grizzlies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, just don't take me out in the wild and everybody's safer,
Yeah, it's like nothing grows where dawn goes. I think with that, we need to take a break. We'll be back.
Ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand, life is good today.
How are you thinking?
Life is good.
All right, hey, we're back. A couple things. We were talking about the cornhole tournament. There's actually double team eliminations on Saturday, and then on Sunday is the opportunity for family cornhole events. So that's good stuff. Last year we had a small helicopter. This year, Red Rock Helicopters from the Sedona area is bringing down a Bell Jet Ranger helicopter to offer rides.
Troop transport.
Take your whole family this time.
We have a backup. We're afraid it's going to get really busy, so they have a secondary helicopter. I think they called it an MD-600, which is a 7-place. Great big helicopter, so we hope to see all those guys going down there. Arizona Military Vehicle Collectors Club has agreed to bring out some vintage military vehicles, trucks, Jeeps. The headliner is the 1943 M18 Hellcat tank destroyer. The interesting thing about this is it was designed, engineered, and built by Buick, except for the cannon. You know who built the cannon?
You're going to tell me.
It was Oldsmobile. Do the math on that. This is a 60-mile-an-hour vehicle.
That's quick.
Back in the day.
That was lightning fast.
Yeah, they called it a tank destroyer for a reason. I mean, it was feared. The other guys couldn't get out of the way. It's going to hunt you down.
Well, that tank was the tank that won the Battle of the Bulge. That's the reason they were able to hold stiff, because the commander had learned to hit each area as the Nazis tried to come in. They would pick a spot and they would try to break through the town, and he was able to get his arsenal over there so quickly that he was able to, with very few men, were able to hold the Battle of the Bulge.
Kind of redefines the term giddy up. Now, your dad was there.
Yes, he was.
Correct. Yeah, Mr. Colazar Sr. Was private.
Sitting in a foxhole during that time, he said he's never been that cold in his life.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Well, he lost a couple of digits.
He got frostbite through both feet and two of his, both hands. He had frostbite, and they wound up getting when the battle was finally over. They were able to go back. They put him into cold showers first, and then they warmed up into secondary, gave him new gear, and sent him right back out.
Yep. Wow.
Hardball. Let's see what else we got going on. We have the Army bass anglers coming out. Sergeant First Class Andy Gettle from the Air National Guard is coming out, part of that particular group. With Heroes on the Water, they're going to be showing us what they do for rehabilitating wounded soldiers. And this isn't necessarily a physical, can be emotional, PTSD, or what have you. They do it with kayaks.
Yep.
And very, very worthwhile program. I did when we were back at the Bassmasters Classic. who was really instrumental in Army bass anglers, and in fact all the military. There's Marine, Navy. I don't know if the Air Force, they have a golf team.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I was in the Air Force. I don't remember them offering
Oh, we
golf.
need to move right along.
I missed that. And believe me, if anybody would have known about it, it would have been me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. But anyway, the major has been promoted to lieutenant colonel.
Good.
And he's got about 5 months left before he pulls retirement, and then he's devoting full time to Army bass anglers, Heroes on the Water, and some of the other stuff that they do. But anyway, those guys are going to be out there. We've also donated some space this year to a number of outdoor groups. ADA is coming out, and we'll be handling the beer garden in the hospitality area of the vendor's tent. And thank you for that.
You're welcome.
We have a number of the organizations. All-Star Bass Tournaments is coming out. Going to be doing some fizzing seminars, how to fizz a fish, albeit I don't think we're going to have an issue with deep caught largemouth having swim bladder issues. And one of the things that, from a conservation standpoint, Wally and the Bill Luke weigh-in team do such a good job with the decompression. Wally mandates I have to have 60 feet. I have to have 60 feet of water.
He does demand it, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's really up on that. And he's got a steel basket that's inverted, and any fish that exhibits any odd type of behavior, John, you need to be careful about being around Wally. He'll put you in a basket and sink you down 60 feet. And once they orient, decompress, they're able to swim off and go do whatever bass do. Stay out of the light. Do not go to the light. Arizona Game and Fish is coming out. We have the reptilian display, boating safety, sport fishing education will be out there with their backyard bass to work in conjunction with the Goodyear Bass Club from the Arizona Bass Nation. TBF will be out there, the Bass Federation from Arizona on the FLW side. We have Kenny Dinkwell's bringing out the Operation Game Thief display trailer, and everything in that is stuff that has been confiscated, thank you.
Yep.
That's different than seized. Okay, I get it. From poachers that have been caught. And there's really some staggering trophy mounts in there. Adobe Mountain, we talked a little bit about that. U.S. Coast Guard will be out there. The Flotilla 10 and 11 will be out there.
Is that Captain Dave?
Captain Dave. Captain Dave will be there with his official Coast Guard boat hooked behind a 1970 Deuce and Half, formerly known as 8-Ball 6.
Formerly.
I don't know what he calls it now. Is AZSFWC coming out?
Didn't have a chance to chat last night about that, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to have them out there.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is, get all the outdoor conservation groups out there. We have the wildlife conservation card available. When you purchase your vehicle at the dealership, you can pick up that card, get a conservation plate. All that money goes towards conservation, giving out grants. Kim, what else are we missing? I mean, there's just so much going on out there.
Every time you sit here and we go through this, and since you direct it and have a good idea of everything that's going on in your head, it's amazing. But the biggest thing all to remember is that Don Luke started this for Bill Luke Chrysler Jeep and Dodge quite a few years back, and thank you to him for everything he's done to the community and the donations and creating this atmosphere. And people have to remember that.
Absolutely. 16 years. Hey, we're going to flip into a break. Thank our sponsors, including Bill Luke Chrysler Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat. We'll be right back.
They call me the fireman. That's my name.
Morning's kind of damp. I'm not worried about cutting the grass. Left my truck at the boat ramp, and my boat is full of gas. My old boss thinks I'm sick today. He won't have me to harass, 'cause I'm out here on the river, and You can kiss my big old bass, kiss my bass.
All righty, that can only mean one thing, James. Guggenauer, Master Rod Builder from Rim Country Custom Rod in downtown Payson. James, what is happening in Payson?
Hey, good morning, Tom and crew. Things are great up here. We got some good rainfall last night.
Amen.
We got about a half-inch here at the house. I heard that there's about 6 inches up on the rim. And so, I mean, we badly need some of that kind of weather we'll give up a couple of days fishing for the water for sure.
Absolutely.
And just as an example, to show you how fast things can change, yesterday the Tonneau Creek was barely flowing, 1 or 2 cubic feet per second. This morning I checked it, it's at 193 cubic feet per second. The Salt River went from about 250 to 400 overnight.
Wow.
So that's what we need. We need that watershed, the ground wet and then run off into the lake. So, later on this spring when we're talking about better fishing on Roosevelt, we can look back to these storms and be thankful for them.
Well, that's good stuff. That's the only way we're going to be able to divert some of the issues up on the Salt River Lakes chain, golden alga, and some of the other issues that we're facing is water. So,
you bet. Hey, the other big thing in Payson is, people are still talking about the Bassmaster Classic and our 4 Arizona anglers, and we just want to continue to give many thanks to those guys. They struggle trying to catch the right fish during the tournament, but what a class act each of those guys were and represented Arizona. So we continue to say thanks. The other thing is, Bassmaster put out some information on the amount of people that followed the Bassmaster Classic, both at the weigh-ins, the launches, on their internet service, and their live feeds. There's millions. It just seems to get bigger every year. Millions of people follow that thing all day long on the internet. And I know you're seeing that at the Bill Luke Bass Days. Fishing just seems to be getting bigger, more of a family-type oriented sport, and a lot of followers. So we're glad to see that for the fishing community.
Well, here's a little bit of trivia for you, albeit it's not really trivial. In Arizona, fishing as a sport generates $1.6 billion for our state. It's a big deal.
That's for sure. So, glad to hear that. Glad to hear it keeps. And, there's been a big effort over the years. You know this, Don, because you've been part of the effort. Get younger people involved in fishing because that's where the future is. And we're starting to see those benefits from the younger people that are getting engaged in it. Hey, let me move to the report here because I want to get that hit while we got time. Fishing on Roosevelt was called good this past week. Now, last week, you recall, we had some stable weather, and I actually got to go fish a couple of days last week, and the water temperature was over 60 degrees. So that dramatically increases the activity of all cold-blooded fish. And what I saw, and talking to some other experienced anglers down there, the bass are starting to stack up outside of their spawning coves. And they were chasing bait fish right on the corners going into the cove. So if you take an example like Chub Bay that's on the Tonneau end, bass could be caught in good numbers. They were in the brush, and they were relatively shallow because the water was heating up in the afternoon. I was fishing in 10 to 20 feet of water, and that brush was definitely the key to targeting those bass. The baits that were used this last week, the number one bait on Roosevelt was a spider bait, which is sold by Perch Outdoors, followed closely by a white half-ounce chatterbait. Now, these baits, you can throw them into the brush, and you can actually kind of sweep the tip of your rod to just move them around the brush and in between the brush. Those bass would dart out there and grab that thing just so fast you couldn't believe it. Later on, we did this in the morning. Later on in the afternoon, we went over, if anglers where a vineyard is, there's 2 humps outside of Vineyard Cove there that are pretty well known. I used a drop shot technique with a Morning Dawn robo worm. and picked up several fish.
On that, let me ask you, on that rowboat, did it have a chartreuse tip on the tail?
Yes, sir. Donnie, you give every little secret away.
Just asking.
Yes, it's definitely the one with the chartreuse. So, and then I talked to some other guys down there at the tackle box, and this time of year, as the water gets warmer, people start using their go-to baits in the springtime, whether it's spinner baits or buzz baits or, reaction type soft plastic baits. So we're going to start to see a wider group of baits that are being successful. So if your anglers are listening and they have their go-to bait that they like to use in the spring, now's the time to start using that because they're getting there. One other note is I didn't hear any big reports. There were a few anglers that commented on seeing fish that were actually in the backs of coves on beds, but not in big numbers yet. I was cruising the back of some coves, and I didn't see one fish that was back there spawning yet. But the pre-spawn activities are definitely happening. Those fish are trying to get fat. The ones you catch, you can tell they've got eggs and they're getting ready. So fun time over the next month to be on the water for sure.
Well, that's good news. Any bets on how big the fish are going to be at Bass Days?
Yeah, I don't know, but I can tell you that that gets advertised up here in Rim Country. Don, you do some advertising up here through Bill Luke, and of course anglers talk about it, and we got some flyers up here. But the thing that amazes me is how many phone calls we get. Hey, where is that? What was that website again? Where we go find out about that? Because the word got out last year. There were like 3 Haitian guys who won more than $500 down there.
Oh yeah, we had to set aside a space over there because it was like little miniature pacing over there.
Well, the word's gotten out that that's a money-making tournament down there, so everybody's got their interest peaked in there to get down there and get some of your $50,000 cash prize.
Yeah, every time we say that, Don kind of flinches a little bit.
Hey, we all appreciate it for sure.
How much more fun can you have? Come down and take advantage of a car dealer.
I thought that was an oxymoron.
That's good.
That's well put.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else before we move on?
Good to go. We got Mother's Day and Father's Day coming. Rim Country Custom Rods offers a 10% discount for all those kinds of holidays. Even if it's somebody's birthday, we can give a discount. So give us a call if you're looking for a custom fishing rod.
So are you suggesting then you buy your mom a fishing rod? What a novel idea.
My mom has 3 fishing rods and she doesn't fish. How's that?
Go figure. We have, Don Luke's quite the fly fisherman. Have you gotten into building fly rods yet?
Oh yeah, building fly rods. The only thing I'll say about fly rod fishermen is, generally speaking, they are more knowledgeable about the mechanics of a fishing rod than any bass fisherman or saltwater fisherman.
I think that was a compliment, Don.
Well, I appreciate that. I go 100% by feel. I put line on it and I throw it, and some of them are sweet and some of them are like a brick. So, yeah.
I look forward to talking a little bit about that.
Yeah, there you go.
All righty. Hey, we're going to thank you and wish you the rest of the day. Who's your pick for NASCAR today?
I'm not a NASCAR fan. I'm sorry. I'm watching the Bassmaster in lieu of that.
Okay. All righty. James, have a good week. We'll see you next week up at the Mattazell Casino.
Thanks, Don.
All right. That's the news from the Mother Lake. Good stuff. You got a pick for NASCAR?
No.
Absolutely not. I hope it's dry so they have a nice race.
Yeah, I mean,
Pennzoil is one of our sponsors. You got to holler for the 22 car.
There you go.
That's fine.
All right.
You got to love
in.
Pennzoil. Hey, we're going to stand down, take one more break, come back, and get this closed out, and head to NAPCAR. All righty, we're back. We've got a few minutes to get this show wrapped up. But first of all, I want to thank you, Don, for coming down today. It's always a pleasure to have you here. And we'll see you here next Sunday.
That's correct.
With Dwayne from McDowell.
That is correct.
Okay, now are you bringing a tambourine, or do we need to...
We're going to do a tambourine. We're going to sing.
Okay.
We've got some new songs.
I'm staying at the work project. I am not going to be here for that again. I went through that last year. No. If I wish I had a boat, no.
I wish I had a boat.
Yeah, I wish I had a boat.
We know the words.
We got it down.
Yeah. Good stuff. On that note, as always, McDowell will be singing songs and entertaining everybody on Saturday night. Friday night, the Dean of Preston Band is with us. And Sunday, starting at 1 o'clock, Ashley Wineland. You went to the Ashley Wineland DVD.
Her CD premiere last night. And she's got a remarkable voice, a wonderful stage presence.
Was she 15, 16 years old?
15.
15
and going on 30. I mean, she's mentally bright. She's an honors course student, very talented, and has a wonderful stage presence, on top of the fact that she has a great voice.
Nice. Well, she's going to be singing songs and playing for us Sunday, starting at 1 p.m.
She's going to do the national anthem, too, right?
Yes.
On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've listened to the national anthem that she does, and it's straight up. It's the national anthem that I like.
We all grew.
We all grew up. It is the national anthem, period. Yeah. No ad lib to it, so that's a good thing. We'll have the color guard. We have some young Marines kind of come up and present colors for us, which is very good. I feel like we're missing something.
I'll tell you what you're missing. Whole family can come out, pay the park entrance. That's all they got to pay. Come enjoy the car show, enjoy the cornhole, all the vendors that are there. You've got all the animals the kids can look at. You got a free carnival. You could spend the entire day and have the kids have a wonderful time, and it costs you the price of entering the park, which I think is like $10.
$10.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that you could have 15 kids in the car. It's $10 per vehicle, and that's it. And that's a pretty good.
Well, you don't
bargain.
have to hide him in the trunk.
Yeah,
no, you don't have
to beat me to it.
It's not. It's not like
you've been to the Big Sky Drive-In too.
Yeah. So
in Nash,
you could have a wonderful day and not spend a lot of money.
We're looking for an outstanding turnout on the fishing side, Don. We've had an awful lot of interest this year. Back at Birmingham, we had discussions. The guys are hearing about it. State to state to state to state. I know we've got a contingency of fishermen coming from the Ruley camp. There's 4 guys coming from California to fish, and I want to thank, obviously we can't do this without sponsorship. Pennzoil this year has kicked in again,
awesome.
And we've got a little something up our sleeve for the Pennzoil folks.
And Dodge has kicked in big time. They're really going to help us with this family thing.
Cool. Some of the others we have AZ Family Channel 3 TV. Obviously, we couldn't do it without the fine folks at Maricopa Water District in Pleasant Harbor. Sportsman's Warehouse, IDS, Precision Heavy Hauling. I have to tell you, these guys have got heavy hauling stuff down.
It's amazing, isn't it?
They pulled up, and I figured we're going to be, Pat and I are down there loading up this Army tank, and I'm thinking, this is going to be an all-day deal. Daniel, their driver, pulled in and said, I'm going to drop my trailer, move your truck, and it goes right there. Tank drove up. He hooked up the truck. He was out of there in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Bam. And the Army tank owner, those guys were stunned because as we've seen, there are some other car shows that we go to where this tank shows up, and the other tanks are hanging, the tracks are hanging over, and they've got to have a guy on both sides putting the tank on not with precision. One heck of a job. Let's see, on and on. City of Peoria this year is the first year that we've been able to partner with the City of Peoria. And like I said, we're expecting the mayor to come out and kind of hang out and throw babies in the air and kiss bean bags, cornhole, or whatever mayors do. It's all good. RV rental has kicked in. Desert golf carts, Daiichi hooks, Gun Protect, Madazell Casino kicking in. We've done a lot with Madazell. Glad to have them down there. What are they going to be doing out there?
They're going to have a passport book that they're going to give out to some of the people. I'm actually doing the printing on those books, and it's very cool because it's your passport to fun and good times up in the Payson area. So when the dog days of summer come, you can go up. They give you first ace on blackjack. They give you special rates on hotel rooms. They give you free coffees, one-on-one, all kinds of things for the Payson area as well as the casino. They're a very big marketing tool for that area.
Well, Payson's just a suburb of Phoenix. So.
Don't you dare try and tell them that. Don't you dare.
Watch
your tongue,
there'll be
boy.
gunfire involved. Who else are we missing? H&E Equipment does a good job. Anthem RV, Wild Horse West, and by the way, we have at least 1,000 water dogs coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No shortage this year, thank goodness.
Well, there is a shortage, and why there's a shortage on water dogs is I'm not quite tracking on that. But
well, the White Horse has them as well, and everything they have. And I saw the tank; it was full. I don't know how many's in there. He didn't say, but every one of them's already sold.
Well, nice.
They're already sold. He's holding them for almost a month for them.
Do they have spots on them?
I don't know. They were only about 3 inches.
Perfect.
They weren't real big.
They'll be 6 inches by then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're kind of cannibalistic. Anyway, that's a whole nother deal. Bivouac Trailers is coming out. Coors Light, Miller High Life, Red Apple Ale, and Keystone Light. A lot of good stuff. Obviously, Arizona Game and Fish, and I'm excited to have Pickley's at the fair. The food ought to be outstanding. Always is. And
should be a great atmosphere.
Kids fish for free. And as Don was talking about, the everything but the competition in the entry parking fee is free.
That's correct.
And I look forward to seeing you on the tornado.
And the food.
Oh, that's right. You're going to ride the teacup.
Cute.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Yeah. I might even do the Ferris.
It's going to be a blunt and ball, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Don, does the public know that we have Truck of the Year again for the half-ton?
We have been talking about that. You need to come down more often. That happened in 2013.
Yeah.
Back-to-back champions.
Yep.
Motor Trend Truck of the Year. I don't care what the others say. It's right up there. Yeah, so we're going to be able to drive the 1500, the 2500, 3500, and what else? Up to how big? The 445?
Well, there's a 55. Now, I don't know that the 55 will be there, but the rest of them will be.
Okay, how big's a 55?
It's a big boy. It's a big truck.
Bigger number than 25.
You can't open the hood. I mean, you got to climb a ladder to get up there. You know?
It is a big truck.
My kind of truck.
Yeah.
No big
you get
truck
that behind
you'd be
you.
here.
You know it's there. Somebody
All
in a
right,
Prius
hey,
would
I
be
want to
scared.
thank everybody for playing along today. Come out and visit us at the 16th annual Bill Luke Bass Days, Pleasant Harbor RV Resort and Marina, March 14th, 15th, 16th. Be there. I'm Don McDowell.
JK.
Don Luke.
Kim Carter.
Thank you guys for coming down. We'll see y'all at the lake. Hug your bass boat. Take your kids fishing. We are out of here.